Hey, yo, what's going on, everybody? It's Tylarious, aka Ty Killington. Yeah, man. All right, listen, today's video, guys, we're talking about the PS5 Pro. Yes, Sony has unveiled it. It is confirmed. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about not only, what the specs are, some of the stats, but the pricing and just some overall thoughts on this because it is invoking a lot of reactions online. Don't worry, we'll talk about all that, though, okay? And I want to know from you guys, based off of this video and what you already know, are you going to be buying the PS5 Pro? And what are your thoughts on this? All right. Okay, so this is what it looks like. The PS5 Pro is basically a PS5 Slim without the disk drive and three lines across the side of it, three horizontal lines across the middle of the console itself. And a lot of people are freaked out about the price of this and how it doesn't include an actual disk drive. And that is that's warranted. It is absolutely horrendous that the industry is trying to force physical media out of the gaming industry. It's just unbelievable. It is, honestly, it's criminal. I know a lot of us, buy a lot of games digitally, but if you're like me, and honestly, I think the majority of the gaming community and the gaming, consumers, we all have physical media and we still purchase the actual games. Some of the games we actually purchase, right? You just want to have that physical piece of media. It's nostalgic, and to eliminate that choice, that should be criminal. But again, it's not eliminated. You just have to pay extra for the separate disk drive that you can add on to it. Not to mention, the PS5 Pro will not come with the vertical stand. As you see in all these images, bottom left corner, vertical stand sold separately. We'll talk about the price of the HD Blu-ray, the disc add-on, right? And we'll talk about the price of the stand all here in just a minute, but it's just unbelievable. Let's talk about some of the specs of the PS5 Pro, and all of this has been confirmed by Sony, okay? Now, I will talk about a few things here that are not confirmed, but I'll make sure you guys understand they are separate things. But this is confirmed. And listen, I know the video is starting out kind of, dreary, a little negative, but there are some pros, and we'll talk about the pros and cons with this as well, to the PS5 Pro, no pun intended. Let's go ahead and talk about some of the performance specs. And guys, before we get started with this, let me be clear. These performance specs, they are notable. They are substantial. It's not a complete night and day difference, but it is an upgrade worthy type of enhancement. All right, let's go ahead and talk about the GPU. So with the PS5 Pro, and this is directly from the PlayStation.blog. Okay, PS5 Pro, they are upgrading to the GPU that will have 67% more compute units than the current PS5 console and 28% faster memory. So overall, this enables up to 45% faster rendering for gameplay, making the experience much smoother. They go on to say and talk about advanced ray tracing. They've added even more powerful ray tracing that provides more dynamic reflection and refraction of light. This allows the rays to be cast at double and at times triple the speeds of the current PS5 console. And then they also are talking about their AI-driven upscaling. They're introducing PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution. And I reported about this. I talked about this earlier in a video about 5 or 6 months ago. This AI-driven upscaling that uses a machine learning-based technology to provide super sharp image clarity by adding an extraordinary amount of detail. And before you guys get all like, oh, it's upscaling, oh, it's not native, it's not real. Listen, get used to it. Everything is going to be using upscaling. None of these companies can afford to completely put out a massive rig that's going to be affordable to you, and a lot of people will just simply won't have the required gear to run it either. So that's going to be the norm going forward. Sony goes on to say that they are including other enhancements like the PS5 Pro Game Boost, which can apply to more than 8,500 backward compatible PS4 games playable on the PS5 Pro. This feature could stabilize or improve the performance of supported PS4 and PS5 games. Enhanced image quality for PS4 games is also available to improve the resolution on select PS4 games. And then the PS5 Pro will also launch with the latest wireless technology, Wi-Fi 7, only in territories supporting this standard. VRR and 8K gaming are also going to be supported. And then in addition to that, the user interface is going to remain the same as well. to add to this, PS5 accessories currently available, including the VR2, the PlayStation Portal, DualSense Edge, Access Controller, Pulse Elite, and Pulse Explorer, are all going to be able to be compatible with the PS5 Pro. Now let's talk about the pricing, release schedule, and a few other specs. So the PS5 Pro console in the United States and in the UK will cost $699.99, right? Or 699 pounds. Which that doesn't make any sense because there's a conversion difference, right? I don't know why Sony is they're kind of like price gouging the UK, right? And then if you are in the EU in Europe, right, it's going to cost you 799 euros. What? That doesn't make any sense. And then for the Japanese yen, 119,980 yen. Okay, and that price does include tax. Now, another spec, and this is, I think, is extremely important. The PS5 Pro console will include, and this is confirmed, a 2 terabyte SSD. So that's big right there, right? Because we all know consoles don't hold nothing in terms of, space, and video games these days just completely devour any kind of storage that you have. And I guarantee you're going to need you'll probably have to upgrade to a 4 terabyte, before the PS6 comes out. Okay, so that's, at least they have that. So that's where I believe some of the price comes from. Also included with this price, you'll get a DualSense wireless controller and a copy of Astro's Playroom pre-installed. How about a copy of GTA 6 pre-installed? You know what I mean? Like, Astro's Playroom, and that's cute and all, but you're just taking up space. You're just eating up my storage. That 2 terabytes got ate up right there, So whatever. And then again, this is confirmed. PS5 Pro is available as a disc-less. That's gotta be careful with that. A disc-less console with the option to purchase the currently available disc drive for PS5 separately. All right. And then to finish up with the release schedule for the PS5 Pro, PS5 Pro will launch on November 7th, 2024, and will be available at participating retailers and directly from PlayStation, direct at PlayStation.com. Pre-orders will begin September 26th, 2024. So just over a couple of weeks, pre-orders will begin. Okay. The separate disc drive you can find on Amazon or Best Buy for $79.99. And then the sold separately vertical stand is available for $29.99. Or I guess you could just use it from your digital variant, because I think it's the same one. So yeah, Sony, why can't you just make a PS5 Pro disc version and digital version like you've done in the past? That would be so much better, so less confusing. I mean, what are you doing? Come on, man. Now, I told you at the beginning of the video, I talk about a few specs that I had reported on about 5 or 6 months ago, some rumored information about the technical specs for the PS5 Pro. This right here, this information is not confirmed by Sony, okay? So be very clear on that. Everything else that we talked about has been confirmed, all right? But I just want to kind of go a little bit deeper into some of the specs here. So this is a comparison of the PS5 Pro to the PS5. Beginning with the CPU architecture and the clock speed, we got a 8-core, 16-thread Zen 2 at 3.5 gigahertz, upclocked to 3.85 gigahertz for the PS5 Pro. The GPU will be 60 core units with RNDA 3 TBC versus 36 on the PS5. So that's a good jump right there. The teraflops with the GPU clock speed. With the PS5 Pro, we're looking at 33.5 teraflops at 2.8 gigahertz. Compared to 10.23 at 2.23 gigahertz with the PS5. For the memory, GDDR6 memory. For the PS5 Pro, we have 16 gigabytes at 18 gigabits per second speed, compared to 16 gigabytes at 14 gigabits per speed on the PS5, right? And that doesn't seem like a lot, but it's enough to do what they're trying to do with the upscaling and the ray tracing. And speaking on that, the memory available for the games, you have a 13.7 gigs available compared to the PS5 at 12.5 gigs. And then your memory interface, you have a 256 at 576 gigabits per second compared to a 256-bit at 448 gigabytes a second. So the bandwidth has increased a little bit as well. And again, all these things together contribute to the ray tracing, the added performance, the rendering, right? The UI with the up conversion, all that good stuff. So these things are going to make that happen. Again, that is not confirmed. There may be different numbers that come out, and these specs will come out eventually. We'll see all this, and we'll have a more, but this is from what I've been reading, these numbers are still pretty solid for the most part. So there you guys have it. Some more detailed information, and again, some pros and cons, and there are some good pros with the PS5 Pro upgrade, right? The performance upgrades are, they are substantial enough to warrant a mid-gen life console upgrade. Okay, so again, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Are you making the upgrade? Are you going to be purchasing the PS5 Pro? Do you think this is a win? Do you think it's a big L? Let me know what your guys' thoughts and comments are down below. Okay, thank you all so much for watching. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel for the Ills to Reels content in the game. Smash that like button, and we'll see you guys in the next video. All right, peace out. Yeah.